Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Been speaking to many people involved in music and singing and entertainment. Now my next guest is a somewhat one-off. She's actually originally from Germany, and she started playing piano and writing songs at the age of 7, picking up the guitar then at 18. She's since flourished into an accomplished recording artist. Now she left Germany where she went to Spain, where she played with a local Spanish band and recorded her first demos before finally arriving in Dublin. Now, here she became a student in the prestigious music college BIMM, funding her musical education through busking on the streets of Dublin. Now, she gained invaluable experience and developed her performance skills as the lead singer of a group. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only Sina Theil. Sina, how are you? Lovely to speak to you.
Well, hi there. Thanks a million for having me.
It's a real pleasure. Tell me this, how did you end up in going from Germany to Spain and then from Spain coming to Dublin?
I moved for true love, for my true love for music. I had always been writing songs. I'd always, been playing music. I started playing piano when I was 7, and I'd always been doing music-related things, but I had never taken the step to actually try to pursue it professionally. So, a few situations made me come to Ireland, especially. It was, a bit of coincidences as well. Came to Ireland, absolutely loved it, and then ended up moving here to study music, as you said, in Dublin at BIM, and the rest is history.
Right, certainly is. Now, in 2017, you commenced work with Down the Road Productions, scoring 14 number one singles plus 7 other top 3 tracks. And topping all this off, your debut album, which was Undercover, charted at number 1 in the Irish country download charts and at number 5 in the overall Irish download album charts. And you're continuing your journey from success to success.
Well, we're very delighted, and I'm very delighted about all the support that I've been getting, and the singles did incredibly well, the album did incredibly well, and just very proud, and it's kind of, it's hard to believe when it's something that you've always dreamed about, when you say, oh my God, imagine the day that a song of mine will be played on the radio, and now kind of that day has come. So of course, I'm making music right now as an independent artist, but of course, big shout out to Down the Road Productions and my former manager Mike, who I celebrated many successes with. I'm recording new music now as well, so I'm looking excitedly into the future.
That is excellent. Now listen, your latest album is actually a Reflections of a Celtic Heart, and it had the very successful, your version, the very successful song which Liam Clancy had a huge hit with, The Dutchman, and numerous other tracks on it.
Oh yeah, it's an album that I absolutely love, and I was so blessed to be recording with so many incredible artists. Billy Condon, who played with Ray Lynham and Daniel O'Donnell, and even the Dubliners for many years. He played fiddle on it. Then Colin Kenny did some vocals as well. So many incredible musicians. Ronnie Kennedy actually, he played box on Good to Be Back Home. So and many songs that I have, discovered when moving to Ireland and that I absolutely adore, Grace or Red as the Rose, or so the songs really tell a profound story, and I'm glad that hopefully, we did a good job on doing a rendition on such iconic songs.
Indeed, yes. I mean, there are some great classic songs on the album, like Caledonia, Grace, Green Fields of France, Four Green Fields, and an interesting version you do of Grace featuring the Newbridge Gospel Choir.
Yeah, indeed. It's always so much fun. I love especially singing with them live as well. I love singing with them. It's something special of having a choir, of 60 people stand behind you, and just with all their energy and all their power and their voices. So I couldn't really pick a favorite of the album. I love Caledonia. I love the Parting Glass as well. and their songs especially that people have heard many times. So I was a bit, almost worried to say, what are people going to think of my versions? Are they going to like it? And I must actually say our versions, because at the end, the end result is just a product of all the musicians, pouring their heart and soul into the song.
Indeed, it's absolutely fabulous. Now, well done. Last year, you actually won the Hottest Act in Irish Country Music 2019 at the prestigious Hot Country TV Awards. Well done on that.
Oh, thanks a million. It was indeed such an honour. Really was. The Hot Country TV, Hugh O'Brien especially, Spotlight TV in general, they're great supporters. And it was such an amazing event, sold out, a huge room, amazing stage, an amazing production. It just gets bigger and better every single year, the Hot Country TV Awards. And just to stand in front of, that big audience with all our peers, everybody, from the industry, from the Irish industry as well, being there and getting awarded with that recognition was just incredible. And very sadly, this year, of course, the awards had to be postponed, but I'm very much looking forward to next year, and and of course, singing it again on stage.
Indeed, yes, you're the same as everybody else, and involved in doing live shows. It all came to a crashing halt in March.
Yeah. It did, yeah. We were supposed to embark on my Reflections of the Celtic Heart tour, which was going to bring us around great venues, the Tuard, just some lovely places and small theatres. And yeah, of course, all that got, I don't want to say cancelled, I'll say postponed.
Yes.
But it's been a very interesting year so far.
Right, well done. Now, you're also, you're sponsored by the guitar manufacturer Black Sheep Guitars of Thailand, and you're a goodwill ambassador for the Irish registered charity Touch Ireland.
Yes, indeed. So, of course, big shout out to Black Sheep Guitars. They're the handcraft guitars, and I actually, on my last trip, received a beautiful custom-built guitar, kind of with my name on the fretboard, and it's gorgeous. If you want to see it, then check out my Facebook page, Sina Theil Music, and there's lots of photos on there. But yeah, so I'm very lucky in that sense to have great support, and then, of course, as well, I try to do charity things, as much as I can. And yeah, so Touch Ireland, they're an amazing Irish registered charity, and they do work in developing countries all over the world. They have various projects in Nepal, and Zambia, so building schools, helping youth through education. So Touch Ireland is how people can find out more about them online as well.
Right, now you also support the Achill-based kids cancer charity Garrod Smile.
Yes, indeed. And that, I have a strong Mayo connection as well, especially, these past 2 years or so. I spent lots of time in Mayo and Achill Island. Now, of course, lockdown, I kind of had to choose sides in that sense. So I'm more down in the kind of Kildare area at the moment. But I love Achill and I love Mayo and its people. And Garrod Smile as well. They're a kids cancer charity. They do amazing work in Mayo General Hospital as well. They have a play therapist there for the kids, and they bring families up to Achill Island for respite. So again, people can find them on Facebook, Garrod Smile.
Excellent. Well done. Now, listen, you've been doing a huge amount on social media and on Facebook. Something you're very, very much involved in, which it was a major help to you in the current situation.
Indeed, yeah. I'm one of the lucky ones, I think, in the sense of that we had already built a strong presence, especially on Facebook. And it's only grown over the lockdown period because I suppose people, were kind of stuck at home trying to find something as well, maybe to distract themselves. And I really feel that over these past months, we have grown together as kind of a bit of an online family. And even I feel over these past weeks, I feel that we have, grown together, not so much even, as a platform just for music, but I feel like a platform where people are kind to each other, people get to know each other. I see it more and more that people will, interact with each other, even during videos, saying, oh, hey, John, how are you today? Oh, I'm fine, thanks for asking. If somebody says, oh, I've had a bad day, then a few people jump in and say, oh, chin up. And so that's what I love to see. And that is what music is for me. Just a way, to lift your spirit when you need that little bit of lift. To enjoy life and to enjoy music.
Indeed. Now, one of the things, I've said this to many, many other artists, is the incredible amount of viewers that people like your good self get doing these shows on Facebook. There are many television channels who would be happy to have that many viewers. It's astounding.
It really is, and I can only say thank you so much to everybody who supports me, online and of course offline, all the radio DJs like yourself, everybody who requests the music on the radio stations, everybody who shares, who comments, who takes their time to watch. It goes such a long way. And sometimes maybe people feel like, sure, why would I comment? She doesn't read it anyway. Or I can guarantee you, I read, I'd say 99% of the comments on my page, and I try to answer as many as I can. We read, I read, I read all the comments because, if people take the time to comment, I try to take the time, to acknowledge it or at least to read it. Of course, there's lots and more. But I am very fortunate in that way. Everybody keep up the good work. This is what people can do at this time to support their favorite artists. It's just to keep on sharing, keep on watching, and keep on requesting our songs on the radio station.
Indeed. Now, you had one little incident actually recently, amongst all the real positive stuff. You did have one incident that you actually shared on Facebook about where somebody sent you something completely inappropriate.
Yes. Unfortunately, I really have to say my internet experience is, 95% positive. But a few days ago, it did happen to me that we received a message to my page with some very inappropriate sexual content. And, of course, the person was banned. We then said, okay, what are we going to do about it? And I at first felt very hesitant to make it public, because the last thing that I wanted is, a manhunt and for people to focus on one individual and, causing any harm or damage in that sense. But then I thought, I have a certain responsibility and a certain duty as a person who works mainly online to speak out about these things when they happen, because they do happen. And the worst thing is they don't happen just to me. They happen to a much younger generation that has now gained access to the online world, and the online world has gained access to them. So, I've developed thick skin over time. And while, it does have an impact on me as well, and while I was feeling very shocked and alarmed, I get over it. But I would be mortified to think that this same message could have been received by, a much younger singer or somebody who doesn't feel like they're able to cope with it, or so. So I really think I said, look, we're gonna report this to the local authorities. We're going to put this out there and speak out about it, because this is the only way that we can get rid of this, is if we speak out and say, look, this has happened to me and this is really not okay. And after me uploading the video, I started receiving lots of messages and comments, people saying, well, I have 2 daughters actually, and I feel concerned. Or a few singers got in touch with me as well and said, look, this has actually happened to me, so fair play for saying it. And I'm going to now speak out. So this is all I wanted. And I hope that somehow I was able to contribute a bit towards making this global issue a bit better.
Indeed. It's unfortunately it's it's one of those. It is one of those things, and thankfully it was. You're not a 13-year-old. looking at something like this, and good on that front. But I mean, you're absolutely correct. Nobody really should have to put up with this sort of disgusting type of behaviour. Unfortunately, it's just it is out there. It's a minority, but it is out there, Sina.
It is, yeah, and I mean, the person ended up apologising and that, but as I said in my video, that's not the point. The point is, today it was me, okay, but the point is this happens a lot, every single day, all around the world, and that is the issue. We just need to shift our awareness, and not even, even if people, not being as nice as they could be, or people not being, as patient, or people, kind of bullying or making fun of others. So I think there's a huge issue that we all need to gain a bit more consciousness that whatever we do online has a very deep effect on people's lives offline.
Indeed.
And that is, I think that is what we all need to kind of realize as well, that if I type something, it's quite easy, I click enter and that's it. But that message will affect the other person that sees it.
Yes, exactly it. Well said on that. Sina, listen, it's been lovely to catch up with you, lovely to speak to you, and listen, well done on all your success so far. It's a work in progress, I know, and you're onwards and upwards, and listen, fingers crossed for when it's safe to do so, you'll be back out in action again, and you'll be out doing those those concerts in those venues once again.
That's it. Well, yeah, we're always plotting and scheming, so I can just tell people, please follow me on Facebook, Sina Theil Music, and Sina is spelled Sina, Theil Theil. So Sina Theil Music, that's how they can find me on Facebook. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as well, just Sina Theil. All my music is mainly on iTunes, on Google Play, Amazon, so the paid download services. I have very little music on the streaming services, so they can get a little bit of a taste on there, what I sound like, and then hopefully get my new album, Reflections of a Celtic Heart, or so on iTunes or in Google Play. Find me on there, and I'm always plotting and scheming, so we're already working on a concert that I don't want to say too much because I can't say too much, but we're working on something exciting, hopefully towards the end of October, so everybody should keep their eyes peeled, and hopefully new music is coming as well, so lots of exciting things happening.
Great stuff. Sina, listen, you stay safe and well. Lovely to catch up with you.
Thanks a million for having me on the show.